was teaching. It was wise.
All right, welcome to the brand new show, Unleashed and Released. I'm your host, Nene, and we here today with.
Jarvis Taylor
Where you from?
from Lakeland, Florida.
All right. So, how old you was when you went to prison?
Well, I've been to prison multiple times. And the first time I went to prison, I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
17.
how many times you done been?
I've been four.
4 times?
Yeah, 4 times. I've been to prison 4 times.
Yeah.
And I ain't learned my lesson till the last time. So, the first three was just, it was like a little field trip to me.
It
The
was
last time was
so
like,
you did like a year and a day for the first three or something like
yeah,
that?
the first time I did 2 years. The second time I only did a year. And then the third time I did another year. Then the last time I just did 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
So
10,
in total, what? That is 15?
15 years.
15 years.
Right. And I'm 35 years old, so,
For that, let's do all four of them. Like how many? What you incarcerated for?
Well, the first time I was incarcerated for selling drugs. I started selling drugs. I was 14 years old. Started selling a little weed. Then I started selling hard drugs, dealing with crack, pills, things like that. And it's so crazy because this actual street right here that we're doing this recording on. You look down there, down this road right here. At the end of this road, on the other side of that street, that's where I caught my first prison cell charge at, within 1,000 feet of a church in a school right there. And landed me in prison
Yeah.
for 2 years. I went to wild camp. My second prison since I got out, I violated probation, ended up going back again. Then I got out again. Third time, I got into stealing cars and stuff like that, and caught some Grand Theft Autos and selling drugs, caught all type of different charges, man, and something back on the road again. Then my fourth bid, which was like the highlight of my life, was when, I started dealing with gang activity and guns and stuff like that, and I caught attempted murder, which landed me in prison for 10 years with 5 years probation, which I'm currently stuck on right now, doing 5 years probation after my 10 years.
So you say you currently on probation right now. How long ago you got out?
I've been out 8 months now,
8 months.
actually 9 months. I got out November 5th, 2024, and it's August 4th, 2025. So tomorrow is the anniversary. So y'all, give me a big up.
Yeah.
My 9 month anniversary of being out, man.
Congratulations.
Most definitely.
We reaching for that 12 months though.
Yeah, we reaching, 1 month at a time,
1 month at a time for sure.
Yeah.
So with the last bid, what led up to your what led up to your arrest? How you got caught up?
Right. So like I say, being involved with a lot of gang activity, just living in the same city as your enemies, you bound to run into those people who you got problems with. And just one of those times, when me and somebody who I had problems with ran into each other, and things got out of hand, and I ended up shooting that person, and they told the police, and the police were looking for me. So I went on the run for about 2 months, and within that 2 month time frame, I was staying in Clearwater, with a family member, and I came back to Lakeland to visit to see my grandmother because I kind of knew, I was like, man, my grandmother probably gonna be dead by the time I got to prison for this. So I just wanted to go see her. And I went to go see her, man. That's when somehow the police knew I was there, and they came. And I ended up catching 7 more charges, battling with the police trying to get away, and that landed me in prison 10 years. That's how I ended up getting incarcerated. Attempted murder, aggravated battery on the law enforcement officer, injuring and killing the police dog, possession of a firearm, attempted murder, like just all those charges.
Yeah.
Is what led to my incarceration.
You said that when you went to go visit your grandma, they knew you was coming. How you think that?
When the
You think
police
somebody
report,
told or?
yeah, the police report said somebody tipped them off. To
Oh,
this day I don't
wow.
know who it was.
It could have been somebody close.
Right. It was an anonymous tip, and
Wow.
said that the person told them I was down there. I was in the house, when they came, I was in there, and it wasn't no escaping it, So It was over with.
What year this was?
This was in 2024, November 8th.
2000.
2024. That's good.
What year you got arrested?
Oh, I got arrested November 8th, 2014. Excuse me
Then
on
you
that.
did straight up like no. You got out in November, didn't you?
No, I got out of prison in
What month?
April. I got out April
Oh,
26th,
April. Okay.
2020. I'm in
Okay.
2014, and I went back November 5th, 2014. So I wasn't even out a full 6
For the
months.
10 year, what month you got out?
November.
And
Yeah.
what month you got arrested?
November.
That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I did
yeah.
10 years, no game time. Yeah,
Straight up,
mandatory.
straight up.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
went in
wild.
November 8th, got out November 5th. The only thing made the 3-day difference was the leap years that happened.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
You had about 2 of those.
Yeah. I went through
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Dang,
So,
that's crazy.
yeah.
Straight up. That's
Straight
wild.
up, man.
You ever
10
thought about
years.
that? You ever thought of that?
Yeah.
That
10 years
that November to
mandatory.
November.
Yes. November like a very important. I feel like, every time November come around out of my, I feel like, I should be going to a new level in life. Like, that's like my milestone month now,
Yeah. Yeah.
I strive to be accomplished a lot of things before November gets here.
Right.
So that's what I'm working on right now.
Before that November 8th, make it specific.
Right.
Before November 8th.
Right.
That's real. So when you got caught up, when you got arrested, you going through the court system, did you take a plea deal or you took it to trial?
Right. Well, like I told you, I had the attempted murder charge on my victim, and then when I was arrested, I fought with the police and had a gun on me and fought with the police dog, and I caught 8 more new charges, and I was caught with another gun aside from the gun from my attempted murder case. So I went to trial on a case where when I was captured, all the charges that I caught, and I signed a plea for my attempted murder. So I signed 10 years for the attempted murder, and then I went to trial on the charges where they said that I injured or killed the police dog. Just
the dog died.
No, the dog.
Oh.
I fought the dog, but they made it seem like I did so much damage to them, but they really did a lot of damage to me.
They sick the dog on you, was biting you.
The dog
what
on
they
me.
expect you to do?
The police beat me. I had 86 stitches. Dang. I had 14 staples. I got ate up by the dog. I got tased 3 times by the officer. I was beat with a flashlight by the officer. They beat me unconscious, and I woke up in the hospital. Like my whole face was disfigured and everything, man. And,
I know a lot of people that may be watching don't really know what Lakeland at, but a lot of people do. Like, what part of Lakeland this happened in?
This happened in off Martin Luther King down by Simpson Park, which they call the Valley. That's where I'm from. It's very close to the bottom in the bricks, Washington Park. It's like the cornerstone of that is down in the dead end. It's called the Valley, a Pasadena Circle. That's what it's called. It's right next to Simpson Park. So that's why I was born and raised at. That's
and they did all this in front of your grandma?
Nah, yeah, she was there. They made her get out the house. I was there by myself, and they actually could have killed me, because I had a firearm on me.
Yeah.
So if they would have decided to shoot me and kill me, that would have been, they would have justified it, saying I had a gun. And
you tried to shoot at them.
Right, so I'm real.
It's a blessing.
Very blessed, man.
That's a blessing. You here for a reason, so
right.
That's a real blessing.
Thank God that I'm still here for that.
For real. So we know your sentence was 10 years. You said you signed for 10 on the attempted murder charge. What was they trying to pin you? What was they trying to give you? Like, what they offered you?
Right. That's why I went to trial on that case, because I had injuring and killing the police dog, battering a Leo, resisting with violence, another firearm charge. I had drugs on me. I was facing 36 years. I was facing 36 years on that case. They was looking to give me 36 years. Right. So I was forced to go to trial. And, lucky by the grace of God, when I went to trial on that case, I ended up winning trial. I was only found guilty of a lesser included offense to a misdemeanor.
That's what's up.
Right. And that's how I ended up wiggling out of that situation.
Yeah.
And I was ended up charged with resisting without violence and just simply striking the police dog. And they threw the gun charge out, and then they seen that the police or the one who
beaten battered you.
Right, who battered me. So, the jury wasn't going for it. And, by the grace of God, I came out of that situation for only 6 years. You know, instead of
That's
36
good.
years.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's what's up. So when you once you signed and everything, and you got yourself prepared to do all this time, they sent you out. What was your first night like in prison?
Well, you know, I was already used to prison, but like having 10 years just was different. You know, it put me in a different mindset. Like I felt like I was 24 years old, so I felt like it was a life sentence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I'm going to prison with a year and a day, and like, you know, I just a turnaround for me. You
Yeah.
know, it ain't nothing. So this was like, you know, I felt like I was going somewhere where I was never coming out. So I put myself in the mindset where, you know, I got to be serious. Like everything, I could die here. Like
Yeah.
people that much time, anything can happen. So I just put myself like in a warrior mindset. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like just whatever coming my way, I'm gonna face it head on. Like, you know, I got to be here. So I got to really make my mark and wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
So that was it. I was in survival mode.
Survivor mode. Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of people say you definitely got to be in survival mode.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what being in survival mode. That's how you took it in, mentally.
Right. And for me to explain survival mode for me, and probably for a lot of others, is when like when you forget about your family, you forget about
The
everything on the
outside
outside
world.
world,
Yeah.
and you become institution. I ain't gonna say institutionalized, but the prison is your world. You accept that as your world because you have to stay attentive to it 24/7. You know, you can't take your mind off of it. Having your mind on the streets can have you stressing too bad. Having your mind on the streets can have you slipping. You know, people could be able to make a move on you because you think about things that's out of your control too much. So, you know,
Right.
so I just put myself in that mindset. Well, hey man, I ain't worrying about my daughter. I ain't worrying about my family. You know, I don't care about no woman. You know what I'm saying? Cause they here and they gone. So everything I put all my all into the people around me became my family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like my gang brothers, they became my family. You know, and I just forgot about everything else. That was my world. That's survival mode for me.
Okay.
Like being in prison.
So that mental state. That's what your mental state was. How you handle everything emotionally.
That too, like, you know, just being numb, man. And, people ain't nobody there gonna like give you a hug or rub your back. You know what I'm saying? If you going through something, or say, damn, bro, you alright? You know that ain't going on. Everybody got their chest out. Everybody masking their emotions.
Yeah.
You know, everybody acting out in violence when they want to express themselves emotionally. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody, you know, telling you something gentle to ease your mind. You know, it's like
Yeah.
toughen up. Like what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my emotions they became numb.
Yeah.
Like being in prison, like, I ain't feel nothing.
So what your day to day? What's your day to day like in prison?
In the beginning, I had it's two different phases for me. You know, my first 5 years was one phase, and my last 5 years was another phase. You know, I was two different people between those times. So starting out day to day for me was, you know, trying to find a way to make some money. You know, staying protected. You know, keeping those who I'm involved with protected. You know, trying to keep some little woman out here in the streets, you know,
Yeah.
tangled
Sending that
in with me.
money.
Yeah.
Sending that cash,
You
man.
know
I
what
need
I'm
some
saying?
cash.
Yeah. Like that's what
Yeah.
that's like every day. Like I was like just in this little hamster wheel, like, you know, thinking that I had things that mattered that really didn't matter. You know,
Yeah.
I ain't had no purpose or nothing like that. So every day was just like a toss up, man. Like, you know, I was just chasing the same things.
So you feel like that first 5? You said that's first 5 years.
Yeah, my first
That
5 years.
1st 5 years, that first half. Do you feel like you just still thought you can maintain that street mentality in
Right,
there?
right. And it's kind of different because, like in the streets, you know, you can lay back a little more. You could be in the comfort of your own home, or, you know, leave from a place that you don't want to be.
Yeah.
But in that, you got to deal with whatever around you, whatever you don't like is there. You know,
Yeah.
if it's a problem, it's 2 bunks away from you, or one dorm away from you. You know, so it's always there. So you got to like handle it different.
Yeah.
So it was more so of me trying to handle every situation I had like with brute force. You know,
Yeah.
so I could survive.
Yeah.
So that was like how everything went.
Do you feel like, I know I heard the term
My first 5 years.
what is it? Is that get down and lay down type of deal, or you did say survival mode, but get them before they get you type of
Right,
mentality?
that's what it was. Like, we could be in the canteen line, not just me, anybody. It's just like the mindset of prison. We could be in the canteen line. If you skip me, like, a person got to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? If you step on my shoe, like, it ain't no, oh, my bad,
It's some
bro.
respect.
You feel me? Like, you got to apologize. Like, you got to really let me know you sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, small stuff like that, people get killed about. So
Yeah.
it's like you always got to be standing on
That's
business.
what Dollar
Like,
said. He said that. He said you skip somebody in the line and
like,
they'll get you in your
you
sleep.
know what I'm saying? Like, for real,
That
like, people hold on to something. You might get in an argument with somebody, man. Somebody got to go. Y'all can't sleep in the same dorm together. You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like,
what you were saying, that they got these they masking their emotions, so any little small thing gonna trigger.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't never think it's all right because, you know, that person be act like everything cool. Next thing you know, you getting hit up. Or they sending somebody at you to hit you up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it was now. That's the first 5 years. Like,
Yeah. What's the hardest thing you feel like you had to face?
the hardest thing, being alone.
Being alone.
Like, you know,
Even though you said you had your people with you when you got there, your gang family,
right,
and people you knew from the streets, and plus the people you met in there,
right,
you still felt alone.
right. Because when I say alone, for me, like, being alone was when I had to say, like, I'm tired of living in this false reality. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the false reality. Trying to always have comfort. You know, be a part of this. Have this person here talking to this woman you don't really look like. All that's like, it's a facade. You doing all these things that really, you know, don't really bring nothing, no fulfillment to you. You know what I'm saying? But you're doing it because, like I say, survival mode.
Yeah.
So when I say dealing with myself, is when I say, man, I really I wanna bring out who I am. I wanna know who I am. I ain't even know who I was because I put so many layers of trying to be like this and that, you know, live up to this, live up to that image. So
being you feel like you was trying to continue being the product of an environment, being that you grew up in a certain area,
right,
and this all you saw,
right, living by a certain code, and, you know, right, all these things. So when I start really, like, becoming conscious and, like, questioning myself and wondering about this and wondering what purpose was, all those things I wanted to detach from myself. So you know, I had ended up kind of like went on this little self-seeking journey, you know, to find myself, and I had to distance myself from all that stuff. I had to just stop using people. I had to stop doing that. I just start wanting to be authentic and true. So I had to deal with myself first. You know what I'm saying? Before I could deal with anybody else and get at the people. So just going through that, and it took years. Like, and that was like it was like a fear. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was something I didn't want to do. Like, I felt like a little kid, lost without his mom, like, in the middle of the street.
And that's a lot. That's like a lot of. Even though you had to deal with that in prison, people don't know how to do that out here.
Out here, right?
You know, because it's a lot of distraction.
Right.
And now you got distraction, but you able to pull back. If you know, if you ain't got no side beef or, you know, nothing like that going on. You got time to sit and think. You got time to sit and think and be. I call it being in your own head. Right. Like, my kids' daddy tell me all the time, you can do time, because I know how to be in my own head. Right. That's how you learn yourself. It is. I know how to be in my own head.
A lot of people scared to deal with themselves, man.
Yeah, because they don't want to face the truth of who they really is.
Right.
Yeah, I like that you said that. Now you said that somebody skip you in line, they'll get you in your sleep.
Yeah, that part.
They'll be pondering on it. Did you ever witness any type of violence in that nature?
I witnessed a lot of violence. The first prison I went to was Jackson CI. Like, that was in 2000. I finally got to prison in 2015, the end of 2015.
Hold on,
I did a year in the county jail.
Yeah, okay.
So
you said 14.
Yeah, 14. So I got to prison in 15 on my 10-year sentence. And I landed at the most violent prison in Florida at that time.
You said
Jackson CI, yeah.
That's upstate?
That's upstate. Jackson. That's in Malone, Florida, up by Alabama.
Okay.
It's like 15 minutes.
That's in the panhandle.
Yeah, right. From Dothan, Alabama, it's 15 minutes. And at that year I got there, 2015. That following year in 16, they had 8 murders, at that prison. So, I was there to witness 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? And it was a time from when we was counting the days. It was like from January to May. Every single day a person got stabbed or their face cut. It was like a real a street went on. Like I'm talking about every time they came off lockdown, whoever had some whatever, they was going to get a person. Every time, like everybody was going to get their man back to back. They'd be on lockdown 3 days. Soon we come off, that other person, whatever they had going on before that, they're going to get their man. So it was just like it was constant violence, man, and like I was comfortable in that. Like I felt like
it was the norm.
It was normal, like you know what I'm saying. I was comfortable in that. I wasn't worried about nobody coming to get me. I was
How long you was there?
I was at Jackson 2 years. Yeah.
You knew somebody when you got up there?
Yeah, I knew a few people. Like I said, I've been to prison 3 different times. So
that was your first time at that particular prison, though?
Yeah, that particular prison. But people get transferred around all the time and
right.
come back to prison, and so I knew a lot of guys from other previous bids. It was people there from Lakeland, Florida as well. Gang affiliates who I knew from over the phone and different areas, just communicating and stuff like that. So I was pretty well already established in prison, like my name and my reputation.
Everybody knew you.
Right.
Okay. You said you had already was affiliated. Did you get close to a particular person, or did you get a close relationship with anybody?
Yes, I did. One of the people who I actually got real close, he was one of the victims that got killed.
Dang.
He was affiliate, the gang that I was involved in, and he wanted to get down so bad, man. But he was so close to going home, so I just kept telling him, "Wait till you get out, wait till you get out," And he just was so persistent that I ended up, we joined him in, and I left that prison in February. On Christmas Day, I got caught with a cell phone.
Okay.
And they put me in the box and transferred me. So I was in the box 2 months. I left February 17th. He was supposed to go home in June around my birthday. He was doing a 5-year prison sentence, man. He was a good kid. He was from Alabama.
How old he was?
I was 20. I was 26 at the time. He was 25. He was 2 years younger than me. He was 25 years old. And he was a real good football player, just like, bro. Yeah. He was a D1 prospect. He played on defensive end. He was posted with Alabama. Came back on a vacation.
Yeah.
And got caught up in a robbery with some friends. He was driving. They used his car to go hit a robbery. He was driving for him. He ended up catching 5 years for it, whatever, for being a driver. So he was in prison on the fluke.
Yeah.
And he had 44 days to go home. He died on April 1st. About $50, man. Somebody killed him about $50, man. 3 dudes, caught him off guard and stabbed him to death. About $50. They stabbed him 40-something times. His name Dylan Lawson, man. They called him Bama. Real close dude of mine. And I had got the news from a letter somebody wrote me and told me that he had passed away. And when I called around, and it was crazy, man. Yeah. So that was.
You had got confirmation.
Yeah, I got confirmation it was true, and still hunt me to this day because I got real close with his mom. His sister. We used to always keep in contact and everything. So.
You ever call his mama and check on her every now and again?
No, after that happened, man, they want nothing to do with me. Yeah, right. They was like, it was a thing at first because they was excited, about the lifestyle he was living, and it was exciting them, just like, oh, he this, he that, and it was all cool, man. But when that happened, they seen it took something close to them away.
Yeah.
And they blocked me on everything, social media. They feel like it was my fault, but I wasn't even there.
One day, yeah.
Right. So.
And you had got took away 2 months prior.
Right, I was already gone. Right, so they felt like by him being involved with that, that's the reason he got killed. But yeah, that was crazy.
Dang. What was the turning point for you during your sentence?
My turning point, might sound crazy, but I had a real divine encounter, with God.
Yeah.
He brought a vision to me, and I seen something, and it was real. And he spoke to me, and it was real. And You know, ever since then, like he just took something away from me. Like, you know, that aggression that I had, that carelessness that I had, like I started caring. I started wanting to live, wanting to do, you know, wanting to feel like I had something to live for.
Yeah.
There's a reason I was here. And like to this day, that's like what keep me going, you know.
You want to explain the vision to us?
Yeah. But it's crazy, but it's true. But
tell it.
right.
I want to hear.
The vision actually was dealing with my involvement with gangs, you know, and the vision he showed me that I was at a gang meeting and that my gang brothers like killed me. You know, I don't know why to this day. You know, in my dream I was killed, so they didn't explain anything to me. Like, you know, they jumped on me, and when I was on the ground, dude just stood over me and like literally shot me in this area right here. And as I was being shot, I was coming out of my vision, you know, out of my sleep. And the Lord told me that this is not acceptable in the Lord's plan. Like clear as day. That's what I heard. That's what happened. That's what I seen. That's what I felt. Um, then I had another vision. Like about 3 days later, I went on a fast after that. And about 3 days later, I had another vision that I was out in my community where I came from, and I was like advocating, you know, for gang activity, gang violence, street violence, and you know, the youth wanted to hear what I had to say. They were listening to me, and you know, like that was my purpose. So like when God placed that in my heart, that's kind of like what gives me life. That's what keeps me going. It's like, you know, I know I have something here to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out now at this moment right now, like, how do I do it? You know, where I start from. Like, got this fear of doing it, you know, but it's something I know I have to do. So, like, that's how that happened.
Dang, that's true. So when you was locked up, did you attend any programs, read any books, or get a mentor to get you on the right track?
Yes, I did. That was a big part of my transformation as well. The first real helpful thing that I did was at every prison they have like a dorm called the faith-based dorm. But you know, all the gang members, you know, all the steppers, they're gonna say like that's the soft dorm, you know. So that's like where all the weak people at, you know, the people who hiding from what's really going on in the compound, you know. So but actually, you know, you're gonna find some of the most educated men in there. You're gonna find some of the most, you know, God fearing men in there. You're gonna find some of the most leaders that you ever gonna run into in prison in those dorms, and that's where they really at.
Yeah.
You know, but you won't know until you go inside that dorm and live in that dorm. You know, so I took a chance. You know, I went up to to chapel. I talked to the head of the chapel, and usually they don't let gang members in there, so I knew it was gonna be hard. You know, but when they seen my transformation in the midst of all the stuff going on.
What you mean your transformation? You stopped getting in trouble a lot?
Right,
you stopped fighting a lot?
I stayed in the bars all the time. You know, they know my MO. And when all that stuff stop happening, they see me, you know, studying and reading books and, you know, learn new things and just on my bunk, you know, just staying away. I'm not influenced doing drugs anymore, anything. Like, hey, what's up with bro? Like, he moving different, you know what I'm saying? So, and those guys in faith base, they felt safe enough to take a risk to bring me in there. So they went out for me and talked to the head chaplain and everything, and they got me in there. And they got classes on leadership. They got classes on, you know, stock market. They got classes on CDL programs. They got classes on motivational speaking. They got classes on parenting, relationships, like everything. They gonna teach you all the skills you need, man, like to reform yourself. You know, they got classes built around that, you know, to give you a whole complete turnaround and to equip you with the skills that you need, you know, to come back to society, you know, how you supposed to. And there's guys in there who's mentor. There's millionaires in there. I was around guys who were millionaires. They just was in prison for some weird things, but they had changed their lives. And you know, they was giving you the secrets to success. You know, so those that faith based dorm was one of the main things that I'll say. Also working out. You know, I got into fitness when I was in prison, and it was a big stress reliever. You know, it made me feel confident about myself, made me feel better about myself. That also boosted my self-esteem a lot and gave me a lot of motivation as well.
That's what's up. So when you first got out, what was that feeling? What was that feeling for you when you first got out?
First getting out from doing 10 years, it took me about 3 days, man, to feel like I was free. Like, you know, it was like I had to make sure it wasn't no dream. Like, I say, man, once I know the dream can't be this long, all right, now I'm here, you know, because I had dreams where I thought I was free when I was locked up, you know what I'm saying? And they felt real.
Yeah.
So it just like, you know, telling myself, man, I got 8 years left, I got 6 years left, and I got 4 years left. You know, everything just always seems short. Like, you always trying to convince yourself that you about to get out.
Trying to knock that time.
No matter how much time you got left, you know what I'm saying? So,
I got an hour.
Yeah. So my last day, you know, week, month, and everything like that, man, really walking out those gates. You know, it was very surreal. You know, on the way home, the whole ride home, you know, just not getting too excited because I'm always so excited when I'm getting out. I forget all my plans. I forget everything that I prepared myself for in prison. And this time, you know, I really, like you say, it was in my head. You know, I coached myself and told myself, remember what you said you was gonna do. You know, keep these plans that you written down. And to this day, that's how I stay on track. You know, I came home and I just, you know, accomplished one goal at a time. Then one thing at a time. I keep myself busy. You know, I keep myself with goals in front of me. I ain't never got time to sit down and like contemplate on the streets too much, you know, because before I do, I'm busy doing something else productive, you know what I'm saying? So that's being out, just staying busy. That's my ingredient. That's my superpower out here. Like as long as I stay busy doing something productive, I ain't gonna be doing what I used to be doing.
Right, you ain't gonna get tempted.
Right.
With that being said, you say you keep yourself busy. Have you been through any challenges yet? Like, have you been through any challenges as far as trying to get back on track, get back into the real world?
Oh yeah. Like I say, even though I understand that, you know, I have ambition, I have what it takes, you know, I'm able to learn and adapt to what's going on around me. It's still hard, man. Coming home from prison just because it's like I never really got out and had the what it took to stay out. So now that I'm out, because I always go back in, and I know I'm going back in. So now that I'm really out, it's just like sometimes you get stuck. You just like, dang, man, like I got to keep doing stuff. I got to keep. You feel me?
I
So
just did this. Right.
So it's like, dang, like I really, for the rest of my life, I have to stay out. The rest of my life, I got to go to work every day. The rest of my life, so it's like it's new.
You got used to the you had to get used to the slow life, the slow world.
Right.
Because you was used to the fast money, the fast world, the fast this.
Right. Not having no job, you know, living how I want to live, doing what I want to do when I want to do it, going to sleep when I want to go to sleep, coming home when I want to go home. I ain't have to have a home, you know. It just was like now I got responsibilities. I got a 12-year-old daughter. You know, I got bills I got to pay. I got a wife at home. You know, I got family. I'm oriented with them as well. So you know, I'm just juggling all these things and you know, keeping all my relationships intact. You know, keeping my job intact, keeping myself intact, doing the right thing. You know, monitoring my daughter, providing for her, providing for my family. Like it's a lot, and it gets overwhelming. That you know, I actually, cause it's a lifestyle I never lived before. You know, so it's like, it's not easy.
Okay.
I also dealt with, you know, a lot of losses, man. I first came home, my best friend died. Then 26 days later, my grandmother died. You know, I had to carry both of their caskets. Like, you know, trying to find employment. You know, being a convicted felon, having crazy charges. Like, you know, not knowing how you going even get a job, you know, like it's a lot of obstacles.
Yeah, that's what's up. So after doing the 10 years, what you feel like when you came home, what you feel like changed the most for you?
far as in my life or just in society?
In general, or in your life, or in general?
Oh yes, everything. Like the first thing is society. You know, it's a whole new world. Like it's a whole new generation. It's a whole new way of doing things. It's like it's a whole new mindset of the mass of people. Like, and me getting incarcerated 2014. That's all I know. I could talk to people on the phone and kind of see what people mind that, whatever. But it's nothing like actually being out here and seeing that the whole world is moving different. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you look at yourself and like, you know, you wanna, if you the one, like, you know, who is something wrong with, like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's real hard, man. Even if you is on the right path, you doing things productive, you know, you just feel like an outcast sometimes, and it's hard to adjust, you know, socially, you know, at work. People really don't understand like why I'm so antisocial. Like a lot of my friends, they know I used to be like always like live and
Goofy,
stuff like that. Yeah, now I'm like,
Jarvis.
yeah. So now I'm like, I'm calm now and stuff like that. So people don't like really, they ain't really understand me either. That they had to like, they thought I was the same person as well. So it's like, you know, people have to adjust to who I am.
Yeah.
Like people still getting to know me who thought they knew me. Like, no, it's a lot of stuff different. So, and I'm getting to know everybody all over again. Like just even just having a driver license, like all this is just crazy to me. Like for real, like
you
it's my first time doing everything right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You feel like it's like a rebirth kind of.
Right. You know, it's my first time having my own home, paying bills, like really consistently being responsible for that. First time like being a real father. First time like my family, like I never really been around my family before. Now I go to Christmas parties and all that, and just like
you go to PTO meeting.
Yeah, I'm talking about parent teachers conference, and I'm like, man, look at me out here, like being a whole man and stuff, man. So yeah, man, life is.
I know. New to me. Prison time, and especially the time that you did. Do you appreciate it?
Freedom?
In the sense of
prison?
Prison,
yes, I do.
You appreciate. Do you feel like it saved your life?
Right, I do. I do feel like it saved my life. I feel like if I would have stayed out on the streets through those 10 years, somebody probably would have killed me. I would have killed somebody, and you know, I could have been out here walking the streets, man. You know.
Yeah, like this, like your vision that God gave you. He ain't have time. You didn't give him time enough to give you that vision on the street. So you felt like that tip that was made to the police to tell them where you was at, you know, the time that was given to you behind the crimes that you committed. You felt like you felt like God had to pull you out from back to get you to listen and actually know your purpose and find your purpose.
Right. Yeah. Now that it's all over and done with, you know, in the midst of it, you know, I just thought I was in a bad situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I messed up. You know? But when, you know, like that's how God works. And when I've been seeing like I felt like things were happening for a reason at some point in time. But when I received that vision, like that's when God gave me like that faith. Like it's something I can always hold on to. You know, I can never deny that.
Yeah.
And I can never get too far off track because I know that actually happened to me. So like that's what always let me know that, you know, God has a plan, and I actually see that plan unfolding now. Like, you know, like just walking by faith, you know, like saying, hey man, I'm finna go to school. And then I finish school, you know, it's like I'm doing things that I never thought I could do.
Yeah.
And I know it's not me on my own. I know I'm not by myself. How could I be able to do things I never done before? You know, I know it got to be something God's hand over me.
Something
you know,
bigger,
so I really do feel like, you know, God has a purpose for everyone, and that, you know, he will put things in your path. If you move towards what he has for you, you're gonna accomplish everything that he has for you. You know, and I've been seeing it as true. So now I just walk by faith. I just move towards the things that I know God told me He want me to do.
Yeah.
And they get done. You know, those things get done. So now that's just how I do.
So you figured out your purpose. I know it's a difference between I know it's a difference between figuring out your purpose and figuring out you. Have you found who you really are yet?
I feel like I still don't. I feel like I still haven't dug all the way deep because it's certain things that I have to, like, challenges that come towards me that I don't take on. You know, and it's like finding out you is gonna come with you having to face all your fears. Like, you know, you have to. It's gonna be things put in front of you that's gonna get in your way.
Yeah.
For you to discover certain things about yourself. You know, and I'm still like I don't conquer a lot of things, but it's like it's certain things that I know who I am, but I haven't showed myself that that's who I am. You know, so I'm going through those motions right now with, you know, having to face certain fears and do certain things that I know I have to do to be who I am.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm dealing with right now. So yeah, I do feel like I know me mostly in a sense, but it's still parts of myself that I'm discovering. You know, it's a journey.
You only been home for 8 months, right?
Right.
8 months. Is it a fear thing, as in you feel like if you go towards this goal that's being put in front of you, do you feel like you'll fail, or you feel like you won't be able to do it, being that you don't know what to do at some time?
Right. I failure. And you know, everybody that's successful had to go through failures, and I've heard every successful person. I follow successful people.
Yeah.
I listen to their stories, motivational speakers, and you know, every person who's successful always gonna talk about failure probably more than anything. You know, you're gonna have to understand that you got to fail. You have to fail in order to be able to be successful. And so that's what I learned. So now I'm just like getting to that point where I'm willing to accept failure, to understand how to do things and get better at things. So, you know, failure is good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's how you're gonna learn. That's how you're gonna learn. That's how you're gonna learn your mistakes and how you can do something better. How you can do it better. That's the police for real.
Yeah.
All right. What you doing right now? What you got going on right now?
Right now, I'm into fitness right now. I'm currently trying to, you know, get my own fitness up and running, tailor-made fitness. I'm also trying to start my own cargo van service, you know, and I want to have my own studio one day. Like, you know, I want to have my own gym, my own studio where I train my clients at. We run boot camps and things like that. Fitness is like my piece. You know, working out is like my second nature. You know, that's what makes me feel good. I like helping other people feel good. I like exposing fitness to other people to let them know like the benefits of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like my passion. Like, you know, that's another way I can connect with people. Like, when we working out, all my anti-socialness is out the window. You know, like that's why I connect.
I'm working on booking me something. I'm working on booking me something. So.
We're gonna get y'all in this boot camp soon, man. So y'all be looking out for it. But,
what it's called again?
Tailor-made fitness.
Tailor-made fitness. Right. All right. Now with your goals as far as your fitness program, and you told us that you was getting success ideas and getting all the secrets from the people you was locked up with. Have you applied any of that to your goals that you out here working on today?
Well, that's a great question. It's this one brother. His name is Sylvester Riles. In a faith-based dorm, he was actual, what you call, like, the coordinator. He was over the whole dorm. He was an inmate. He was like basically the best role model of the people who were changing their lives.
Okay.
And, he was one of my mentors, and I used to always go and sit down with him. And he was a big leader in his community as well. But he had a past of violence of his own, and he actually did 10 years in prison himself, and came home and was making great changes in his community. Man, he had pictures he had pastors who still write him to this day,
Yeah.
like churches who take care of him, man, like Boys and Girls Clubs he went to and transformed kids' lives.
How much time he got?
He got a life sentence. He got they went and got a murder from him from the 90s.
Oh.
When he was out in the community doing all this good stuff.
That's that DNA.
Right. And
yeah.
you know, it probably is a murder he did commit and everything, like, but you know, this man had changed his life.
He changed his life.
He was out for 7 years, like doing all these great things from the day he came home. And they brought that murder on him and convicted him. He called a life sentence, but he still was the same person. He never changed. He wasn't bitter about
that fate.
Right. And he was in prison, still being a leader. And he told me something that I haven't even been following myself right now, but I'm glad you asked that. You just planted a seed. But he always told me, like, you know, always ask yourself what's next. You know, don't never, anytime, like, don't never get complacent. You know, it's always something next.
Yeah.
So asking yourself what next is going to make you think. It's going to make you go to the drawing board. It's going to make you brainstorm. It's going to make you plan, you know, and execute. So that's something I haven't been asking myself. You know, I got stuck. And yeah, and he told me that, man. He said that's how he always able to.
Before we started.
You feel me?
I had to throw that at you.
Right.
I had to throw that at you.
So yeah, man, what's next, man? I definitely need to implement that into my life right now.
Okay. Remember that.
Yeah, I'm on it.
What message will you give your younger self now that you done grew up, you done changed for the better, you got a new whole mindset, you done been through a lot of things in prison and before you went to prison? That man, that young boy, because you're a man now. Right. That young boy, what would you say to him?
If I could talk to I'm gonna say 16-year-old Jarvis right now. I tell him that, you know, I used to always feel like, you know, everything in life was all about right then, you know, the right now. You know, I never used to think about tomorrow or next year, you know, or the next few years with the decisions that I made, you know. I'll make a decision that can get me a life sentence without even thinking, you know, and be ready to stand on it. So if I could tell myself, man, just, you know, start living for tomorrow. You know, not even a year from now. If you just start small, you know, and it's to anyone, you know, start living for tomorrow. Understand that the decision that you make today, do you want the consequences of that or the benefits of that decision to carry over into tomorrow? And, you know, once a person start doing that, and you really answer that question truthfully and honestly, you know, you'll make different decisions. You'll make, you know, different choices, you know. So if you want to kill somebody right now, do you want to be in jail tomorrow? You know, if you want to save this money right now instead of making that bad choice of buying this or that, and you want to get this house down the line, whatever the case may be, your plans may be, your goals may be, you know, think about tomorrow. Think about what that decision is going to carry over into tomorrow. And it'll take you a long way. It'll take you years and years down the road.
I like you said that because I always tell my son, I say, be the man that your future self can count on.
Right.
Now, be the man right now that your future self can count on. And that you broke that all the way down.
Okay, we on the same wavelength.
I tell my son that all the time. I tell him that all the time. Be the man you can be proud of, and that can be counted on later on.
Later on in life, right?
Yeah, make them decisions that's gonna get you somewhere.
Most definitely.
And I hear a lot of people talking about having this following mentality, like following the wrong crowd. And I had interviewed Ja. He was like, before he went in, he was a good follower. But when he got out, he was a great follower. Meaning, like, being a good follower, you follow in the wrong crowd. You follow in the wrong activity. You follow in the wrong path.
Right.
Being a great follower, you following what's gonna get you somewhere. Somebody that's gonna teach you something.
Ooh.
So yeah, he broke that down too. So be a great follower.
Right, because everybody gonna follow something.
So
make sure, make sure you follow the right thing.
The right thing, yeah.
Okay,
you gotta pick and choose that
100%.
That path you want to go down. Do you forgive yourself for the crimes you committed that get you Them 10 years?
Yeah, I forgave myself. I'm at peace with myself. With all of the wrong things that I did. Even with most other people, you know, I've came and was able to make peace with, you know, a lot of decisions that I made in life, with most of them, and most importantly myself. Like, you know, I walk around not understand that, because I taught myself how to go back and learn from all the bad things that I've done. You know, so even though certain things you can't take back, you still can, like, when those same situations arise again in life, you could treat those situations how you wish you would have.
Yeah.
So that's like, yeah, that's.
I like it. I'm smiling because I like that because my intro.
Yeah.
My intro. Don't they're gonna pick at me because I don't know it word for word, but it's basically saying like a wise man learns from another man's mistakes. You know what I mean? Like you saying like you look at your past and you see what you did wrong and you learn from that.
Right.
So you gotta take reproof.
Right.
You know, you gotta learn from your own mistakes,
right.
or it's wise to learn from other people's mistakes too. So yeah, my intro definitely say that you gotta pause and read it. You gotta
hear that.
Pause it and read it. It definitely say that.
For sure.
All right.
All right, brother.
Yeah, I like that you said that because I definitely believe in that.
Yeah, man, that's something you can take home right there, man. Take that to the bank.
For real. You just mentioned it to me, but you ain't mentioning it on camera. From how you look, your persona, the tattoos, and the as far as trying to live in this new world that you wasn't accompanied to. How do you feel like the world view you?
Right. It's like a love hate, you know, thing, because I do believe, like, if I truly walk in my purpose and what God placed me here for, because like right now, it's like I'm trying to get like I'm going for like the benefit that God showed me I can have in this world. Mm-hmm. But I ain't walking in that spiritual purpose, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to come with that without the favor. Yeah. You know, so it's like how I put that, for instance, me, you know, not just being a convicted felon, a convicted felon is something that, you know, when you go to a job interview, you know, a person can see you and like you and everything, but they won't know until the background check come back. Yeah. You know, but me, I've labeled myself with tattoos to the point where, you know, I got a whole nother obstacle in front of me. You know, when I come into contact with people, you know, they gonna judge me by what they see. Gonna be like sometimes. That lady locking them doors. Yeah. Holding their purse tight. Even on that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, like at my job, you know, my managers and everyone, like older people who know I've met in the community and things like that, when they get to know me, they're like, man, I don't even see them tattoos. You know what I'm saying? I have people who tell me that. And I also have people who, you know, no matter what they see, no matter what they hear, no matter the action that they see, they just don't accept me. You know what I'm saying? Like they just feel like, you know, how I look is what I am. You know, it's who I am. Yeah. And they stick to that. So like my life with fitness, man, I went to school, paid thousands of dollars, you know, to go get an education in fitness, and you know, I understand fitness in and out, you know, and I go to job interviews, and you know, the first part of the interview over the phone, everything is good. They telling me to come on out there. I get to these interviews, man, and these people just looking at me like they can't believe I came in their establishment, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, man, and I'm like, dang, man, the harsh reality of this world that I'm dealing with. And, it just making me want to go stronger because of where I came from and, you know, where I want out of life. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things that I'm dealing with right now. I don't really care what people think, but like, you know, dealing with where I'm trying to go in life is showing me that, you know, is putting roadblocks in front of me, you know, from my image and things like that. You know, I speak well, I carry myself well, I treat people well and everything like that though, but you know, it's right now my image that I'm dealing with, you know, getting people to accept that. It's like an extra layer that I have to stick around people for them to peel back to understand, okay, this person is a safe person to be around, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
With your image and going back to your vision, do you feel like the route you think you may be going is the route that ain't really for you? Is your own path that you gotta search for?
Right. That's what it is too. And that comes with that fear I spoke about, you know.
Yeah.
God already showed me like what I'm supposed to be doing, like, you know, so it's like the responsibility is so big, like the risk so big, the work that I got to put in is just so, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I find myself trying to take a shortcut. I find myself trying to, oh, let me just do it like this, or let me just do it like that, but it don't work like that. And I'm starting to see that, so it's like I'm taking myself on short detours, but all in all, I know what I really have to do. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I already got my own path. It's already paved out for me. I'm running over here in the wilderness, trying to go do things.
You going somewhere where you ain't really in this world we live in. You ain't want it.
Right.
So, but in God's world, this God's world, you need it.
Right.
So forget what you want it, is what you need it.
It's what I'm needed.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
for real. And
yeah.
And most importantly, like I say, when I was in prison though, by me, you know, was being a gang member and stuff like that, that's how I started reaching young gang members, working out with them. Started my fitness program.
Yeah.
When they call Rec Yard, so yeah, you know, that's how I started connecting with young gang members in prison. I understood that I had the image already that they would be attracted to, and you know, I wasn't living that type of lifestyle anymore. So they looking at me like, dang, like he that, but he ain't moving like that. You know what I'm saying? So they wondering what's up with me. And so once I start, you know, getting into fitness, you know, everybody might be smoking Molly and doing this and smoking weed. They see like I'm all working out. They like, man, they like that. So they like, man, what's up, bro? You know, get me right. So I started working out with all the young gang members, man, and I was able to start like showing them like, you know, my productivity, like, you know, the type of books I was reading, the classes I was taking, you know, the things I was learning, and was able to get that to them, and I had them trying to do the same thing. They signing up for school, getting to school, you know what I'm saying?
So
they working out every day, right? Yeah. So I'm not doing that right now since I've been out. I've been focused on success. I forgot about the people. You know what I'm saying? I know that my purpose is
what a success
with the people. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's definitely what a success
right. I left the people and I'm trying to go after the money, the fame, you know, building the brand. I
was telling my son, cause I just started my YouTube channel. I just started it. You like my 5th interview.
Right.
He said, because you know you can get paid off of YouTube. Right. So he like, Mom, why you doing YouTube and you ain't getting paid? I said, listen, when you doing something you passionate about, money is a reward that comes with it. Ooh. You don't do it for the money. It's the passion. It's the love of it. Right. You know, and whatever. That's why people say, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Never work a day in your life, right? So when you when you doing what your purpose is, what God put you here for, He gonna reward. The rewards come with that. Ooh. Which money is the reward. Right. Fame is the reward. Celebrity being known is the reward.
You know the ride.
Yeah. That's the reward that comes with doing what you love to do. Right. Matter of fact, I try to get you to do this. Yeah. I try to get you to do this because you doing the interview. Man, you might as well, you know. Yeah. But I'm like, God, like He told me, like, you telling everybody to do this. Why don't you do it? It's what you need to do. Yeah, you do it. Ain't nobody else trying to do it. Wow. All right, okay, I'll try it. Yeah. Matter of fact, my phone was going out. I needed a new phone, and I tried to go get a new phone. They denied me a new phone. I come home. my son daddy, the one that just left, he ended up getting the phone. So I'm like, what? They like, Nene, see if you can get approved for the phone. So I'm asking him a question about the phone. You know, I ended up getting it. You know,
wow.
I ended up getting it, and I'm at work. It's just I forgot my headphones. So when I forget my headphones, I'm in my mind. I'm in my mind. So God put it on me to start this YouTube channel. So
how long ago since you started?
Last week.
Damn, you got 5 already? Oh yeah, you ain't playing.
I got do my little shout outs. I got MT Dollar. I got Rock Out Young. I got my son daddy. I got Ja. Okay. I got Money.
Ooh.
And you.
Which money?
Bub, Little Money.
Oh, okay, money. Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. When it is to come home, yeah.
Yeah.
I got so tomorrow we got Lucky. I'm bringing Lucky.
Oh yeah,
then,
for sure.
I got my homeboy in Tampa. He just did 20 years for murder.
Oh, he'll come to me. He can come to me.
Well, he gonna pull it up.
He can lead though.
Leave what?
Like he ain't on probation.
No, he out free.
He did it. Okay, yeah.
So whenever he come chill with me, I'll make sure I hit you up. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
we gonna get him in there too.
I got a guy, Mara, my sister, a guy she worked with, he did 8 years. And she said he camera shy. But I told her like just the shoot, I ain't gonna make you feel outside of your comfort zone. Just see if he'll do it for me. And she said she gonna talk to him. So yeah, I'm trying to get whoever trying to get interview or know somebody that need to get pull up. Hey, you hit me up, inbox me, anything.
I know so many people.
I'm trying to give everybody. I'm trying to give. How you said they look at you as your image, the tattoos on your face. I'm trying to give everybody a voice.
Right.
I mean, I'm trying to give y'all a voice. I'm trying to get y'all story out there. I'm getting people who done did that real time, at least 3 years. Cause 3 years you got a little story to tell.
Right.
Or better. I'm trying to get them and coming home and doing something.
Right.
Doing something. They ain't out there doing the same thing they've been doing. I want somebody that's coming home and doing something that's positive.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm definitely trying to, and I'm doing it because I got all boys, and they need to know like that path ain't the way to go.
Right.
And at the same time, if you do decide to take that path, you know what you headed to, because all y'all stories, y'all got different stories, but they all like the same.
Yeah. Same results.
Same results. Really. That's the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing and expecting something different. So yeah, I'm trying to reach the youth. And I ain't, and that's, people keep asking me, do I do women too? Yeah, I'm doing whoever, white, black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever. If you done that time, you come home, did you gotta, heck yeah, anybody. Women too. It's one girl that somebody told me about. I don't know if she hit her up for me, but yeah, shoot.
I'm trying to think. I know any women who did some time. I'm gonna see who else I got. I'm in contact with a lot of people right now who I did time with, who are doing good.
Who doing good?
Like, at least 5.
Hit them up for me.
They from different like cities and stuff though, but like when they pull up, you feel me? We can try to get them in there.
So we know you got your. I don't know if I even asked. We went to talking. I know you got your fitness thing going on.
Yeah, I'm in school right now to get my CDLs.
Your CDLs, yeah.
Right.
And you just working real hard. So you in school right now to get. So that's what's next for you, getting the CDLs. Yeah, and then starting your training.
Right, start my training.
So how people can get in contact with you to get this training going on?
Yeah, you can get in contact with me. TaylorMade Lifestyles is my Instagram. JT Taylor is my Facebook. I got content.
It's definitely tailor-made to the lifestyle I'm trying to achieve. So you feel me? Trying to get my body right. They say summer coming up, and I don't want no shirt.
How many sets to do? How many reps to do? What type of workouts you do with other workouts. I did graduate from National Personal Training Institute in Tampa. It's one of the biggest institutes for personal training in Florida right now. So that's a great school to go to. I recommend anybody who want to get into fitness to go to that school right there. So that's how you can contact me right now. And I'm making my own website as well for my fitness. Everything is getting up and running. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Is anything you want to say that I didn't get to ask, or anything you want to put out there for people to take from or use in their day-to-day?
Yeah, I like to share a quote that stuck with me. I heard it was on the Breakfast Club one morning. I was listening to the Breakfast Club one morning in prison, and it was a quote. I forgot who the quote was from, but it said that when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at start to change. And
perspective.
Right. So if you still seeing the same things you always seen, then you need to change your perspective, because
that's that law of attraction.
Right. So you got to change your mindset, man. One person can be looking at one thing and seeing something, another person can be looking and seeing another thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
One person can be seeing something bad, one person can be seeing something
That's
beautiful.
You.
Right.
That's you. That's definitely you. You just said it.
So that's what I want to leave the people with, man. You change the way you look at things, the thing that you look at will start to change.
All right. That's what's up. All right.
And yeah, another thing that I got, in the works right now, we doing a great documentary right now on Stuart Butler, and I feel like this is going to be part of my way I can reach the youth as well. Everybody knows Stuart was one of the greatest football players in the world. You know what I'm saying? And, he lost his life tragically, man. Just making the wrong decision, going down the wrong path, and you got a lot of talent out here right now, young brothers. And I want to use his story, man, to reach the world, man, because he was a very powerful person. His personality, man, behind the scenes, off the field, man, will just take you away, of his life, man, and his character, the way he was with his kids, his family, man, type of friend he was. So, all the things that caused him to go on track. We got his family speaking, his kids speaking, his the mother of his child speaking, to give you different aspects of his life, of how things went wrong, and how this happened and that happened. And I feel like it could reach out to thousands, maybe millions, man, of people, man. And if it could save one life, man, that's the whole motto. And even with my plan in the community with fitness and with advocacy for violence and gun violence and gang activity and stuff like that, man. Stu was supposed to be a part of that. We had talked about it the night that he passed away, and I just wish he could have been here with me for that. He would have been a very powerful instrument in that purpose as well. But I know God's still gonna use him, so we gonna put this documentary together, man. It's gonna be real dope, man. We put a lot of effort into it. We don't just want to make something up quick. We're getting real footage. We got professional cameramen who want to get involved with it. Got to get the money for that. So y'all be on the lookout soon. It's called Legends Never Die. It's gonna be about his life, and it's also going to give life lessons, man, for those who the parents can give it to their kids, coaches can give it to their players. People behind who's doing ministry behind the wall can share this with people in prison, man. It could be used in so many ways, man. So y'all be on the lookout for Legends Never Die. The story of Stuart Butler, showing you, the pitfalls and the trials of life. How we can avoid them, how we can save our youth. How we can, cause these generational curses, man, to be reversed. So definitely, man, be on the lookout for that. That's a big project coming soon.
All right.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, Unleashed and Released. I want to give a big shout out to the campaign manager, Amario Johnson, and another shout out to the host, Nene Butler. She the one that started all this. And then the last one, the editor, Shamar Butler, which is me.
Twin, you hit me hard with this one. For real. Got me my feelings with this horse pill. It ain't even been that long, but it felt like forever. This can't be for real. My feelings on another level. I wish I could've pushed harder to keep you here forever.